Nowadays, it seems like everybody's offended at somebody else. And offended people can also get very loud and accusatory. So how should you respond to someone who's been offended? Welcome to Mornings with Bishop Robert. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hey, come on in and have a seat with me. I'll try not to offend you. My goal is to introduce people to the Jesus they never knew, then help them get to know him and his word personally and better. So if our time together today speaks to your heart, let me invite you to like, subscribe, and also share with a friend. Some people get offended by what they think you believe. Others get offended by the clothes you wear or the places you will or won't go, even the people you're willing to befriend. You and I are never going to get through life without someone being offended by something we do. I mean, Facebook just told me that I've offended their community standards and they deplatformed my page. Temporarily, I hope, but seriously, if people were offended by Jesus Christ, the perfect and sinless Son of God, you and I are not going to fare any better. Someone will be offended by something you and I do. So the questions that raises are simple ones. How do we deal with people who we offended? How do we deal with people who are offending us? Hey, well, let's deal with the issue of others offending us first, shall we? See, we're to be mission-driven in our relationships. The Apostle Paul wrote to Colossians, and he said, conduct yourself with wisdom toward outsiders, making the most of the opportunity. Let your speech always be with grace seasoned, as it were, with salt, like you might know how to respond to each person. So the first focus is on me. I'm to conduct myself. Yeah, the only person I can control is me, my mouth, my actions, my thoughts. And I don't get to be offended. My Lord has instructed me that I'm to forgive offenses, not hold on to them. He makes it plain in the only commandment that he ever gave us. He said, I give you a new commandment. Love one another as I have loved you. Christ's only commandment to us is that we love one another the way he loved us. Deliberately, intentionally, sacrificially, with a determination to forgive and re-engage. Today's verse says, you must forgive one another as the Lord has forgiven you. He says that I must forgive. I'm not offered a choice. Not if he's Lord. So dealing with relationship issues, well, that begins in my head and in my heart. I must conduct myself with wisdom if I'm to accomplish the mission delivered to me. And my mission is to win the lost to Christ, to disciple them in his word, and to help them become effective ambassadors for the King. Their mission, by the way, will be exactly the same. That mission needs to guide my actions and my words so I can make the most of every opportunity. Grace is the key to opening doors, strengthening relationships, and winning hearts to Christ. Grace is what won you to Jesus if you've given your life to him. Not legal demands or a list of rules, but grace extended and forgiveness offered. New life, not new rules. As for others being offended by us, well, there's a simple solution. Though the message of the cross will be an offense to many, we as the messengers can't be offensive. Expect the message of the cross to offend people. The cross tells them they're not good enough. They can never become good enough on their own merit. And some people, well, they're not going to react well to that message, even though they know better than anyone how truly imperfect and sinful they are. So we've got to be prepared to face persecution and anger and resentment and a host of other reactions when we preach the message of the cross. And yet as we do, we must make every effort to make certain we are not the offense. May you find grace and wisdom today in your dealings with others. But by all means, let your light shine. Well, that's all the time we've got this morning, friends. But before you go, please let me ask you, help me introduce people to the Jesus they never knew, and then help them get to know him and his word personally and better. Please like this video. It really does help more people see it. Then click follow or subscribe so that you and I can get together every day. If you'll click the link in the description, I'll drop a copy of my book, Count to One, right into your inbox. Hey, one more thing. Would you please share this video with a friend? Because as you do, you're part of the team, touching hearts all over the world with the love of Jesus. Thanks for helping.